These are the 5 life lessons I wish I learned earlier. And if I have my younger self in front of me, this will be what I'll be saying to her. And my intention is, if I can just touch one soul and change one soul's perspective in this, then this video will be so worthwhile. Silky Joe here. Number 1 is, ladies, you are beautiful and brilliant the way you are. Never, never tie your value, your self-worth to how you look, or your age, or your weight, or your experience, or your status, your background, your situation, or your circumstance. For example, just because you're over 30, and I worked in Asia for over 7 years, it doesn't mean that you're less valuable as a potential mate to get married. Most women devalue themselves in the face of this, thinking that because they're getting old, they're less valuable as a potential mate. Never underestimate yourself. Never devalue yourself just because of the external things like this in terms of your age or how you look. And the more you can give that to yourself, the more you value yourself, the more your light is going to shine, and you'll be so irresistible that you'll be so attractive to the potential mates. And this is just one of the examples where I'm saying to you, think about how you tie, how you feel about yourself to anything on the external, whether that's weight or look or age. And the minute you can learn to detach yourself from those things and put more self-worth, in other words, bet on yourself, the better it is for you. That leads me to point number 2. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. What does that mean? It means that when you are in challenges, when you're in hardship, when you are facing something that you have never faced before, bet on yourself that you can do it. Take the chance. Look at fear in the eye and go for it. If there's one thing I learned, is that the more you can have a good relationship with fear, the better it is for you, because you're going to discover more of yourself. All my years, when I was working in banking and climbing the corporate ladder, I experienced the fastest growth and also got promoted the fastest time. Whenever I got promoted, whenever I looked at a situation and basically jumped in the deep end, whatever my boss wanted me to do, even though I didn't know how to do it, I jumped both feet in and learned on the job and just did it. And that gave me great confidence in anyone's ability to be able to just do it. But you have to bet on yourself in order to do that. And anytime, and I have done that before, I didn't bet on myself, I let other people convince me that they're better, or some other people are better, or I'm just not as good. This is the time when I lose confidence in myself and just didn't pursue the opportunity that was right in front of me. And I can say to you, 100% of the time, shots that you don't take, you lose that 100% of the shots. So at least give yourself a try. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself also means don't dim your light. Comes back to point number 1. Don't dim your light just because of what other people say about you, or it could be social pressure or family pressure or peer pressure or anything else. Because dimming your light doesn't serve anyone. In fact, you only become your happiest, bravest, most audacious, ecstatic self when you're the most successful, when you let your light shine, when you're your happiest, when you're out there doing everything that you love to do. It means putting yourself there, taking the risks, live life to the fullest, and live as you should. Not in the realm of fear, but in the realm of ecstatic excitement and creativity. These two are very distinctive, different life circumstances and choices. The more you bet on yourself, the more you're moving from the fear-based results and fear-based life and circumstances into a world of possibilities. So always bet yourself. That means do not dim your light, and And then also secondly, importantly, is do not lower your standards. I have lowered my standards when I was choosing a mate when I was over 30 years of age, being a tall poppy myself. And that was probably one of the biggest mistakes, if you can call that mistakes, because there is no mistakes in life, right? That's my philosophy. And my daughter is the most amazing daughter that I have in the whole wide world. However, the reason I quote mistake is because I had to go through and I had to learn a lot about myself. And settling for women, whether it be settling for a man, settling for a job, settling for something that you can, that is lower than who you are, is never a good idea. Because it just shows to the world that you don't value yourself. It comes down back to point number one, and you don't treasure what you have to offer. And how you say about yourself matters significantly, because what you get out of life is a direct reflection. How people treat you is direct reflection of how you treat yourself. So ladies, don't dim your light and don't settle, because you want to bet on yourself. You want to invest in yourself. You want to become the best version of yourself. Investing in yourself also means getting rid of all of those emotions that don't serve you. For example, forgiveness. It is a big thing to learn, but trust me, once you you value yourself so significantly above whoever else that did you wrong and you have to forgive, it's a time that you rise from the ashes, that you become the phoenix that you are meant to be, and become the highly worthy, highly paid, highly priced woman that you are meant to be. And then that comes to my next point, which is to do with confidence. How do you gain the confidence to be a highly priced woman, whether that be in career or in relationship? You become a highly priced woman when you make micro decisions that is in line with who you want to become, or who you want to insert yourself to the world to be. For example, instead of being fearful of making a video, I did it. Instead of not doing the things that I said that I would do, I did it. So it's those micro decisions that shows you who you are, that you insert to the world who you are. So if you want to practice confidence, it comes down to the micro decisions that you make in your day-to-day life. And I'm talking about confidence in yourself, in who you are as a person, because you need to insert that. It's every micro decision that you make gives you a total impression and total image of who you are. And if you want to change that, you have to change your relationship with yourself. You have to change what you do. You have to change the actions through the micro decisions. But confidence, unshakable confidence can be earned, can be achieved. It's a muscle that you can practice. It's through time, your unwillingness to settle, that says to you who you are, and it matters in the world. 4, you already are good enough. You don't need to be any more good enough to have what you want. For example, you don't need to lose weight in order to have a man to like you. The minute you can accept that you're gorgeous the way you are, and you own your brilliance and your confidence and who you are, is the minute that you become so attractive to the opposite sex. Because how you see yourself and how you treat yourself is how other people treat you. So don't jump any more hoops in order to be good enough, in order to have what you want. This includes career. You don't need to get another degree in order to be more qualified. Go for what you want. You know, most people, they did a survey. This survey are for people who truly believe that they should have a pay rise and they should earn more than what they were given in the jobs. So these people were already pre-qualified for that in order to come into the survey. And they found that 70% of these people never asked for rise, even though they believe so strongly that they are worth more than this. They should get a pay rise. but they never ask for it. So don't be that person. Go for what you want, because if you don't go for what you want, how are you gonna get it? You miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Does that make sense? So instead of letting your brain tells you otherwise and give you all the self-doubt, bypass it. Go direct to what you want, because you do not need to be prettier, lose weight, have another degree, or do something else in order to truly go for what you want. And in fact, the people who are the most highly paid are the most creative, in terms of getting the attention of those people that they want to get attention from, and are the most bold and brave to be fully themselves and take the risks and do the things that's necessary in order for them to get what they want. And so you are already good enough. You don't need more than that. And again, you don't need to be perfect. I'm a recovering perfectionist. That used to hold me back so much from making videos like this, and needing to be perfect in every single way. You don't need to do that. This is not a comparison game, and the more you can invest yourself, the more you can invest in your confidence, the more you can bet on yourself, the easier it gets, because your radiance and how you come across to the world is solely dependent on you, not by someone else. And the more you're willing to shine, the more your true color is radiating outside and attract the people that is truly love who you are to come into your world, truly appreciates who you are. So don't dim your light, shine. And you are already good enough to have what you want. 5, last but not least, you have the power to influence others. Think of yourself as a cog. Just like in a watch, you know how there's multiple cogs? You are a cog. The relationship that you have with someone else is like a cog. As you change, the other person have got no choice but to shift with you, or else this relationship will break. Right? Over time, if one cog wants to go this way, the other cog wants to go that way, eventually these two is gonna break apart energetically. But just know that because you're a cog, any changes you make in any relationship, in any decision, has an impact. Don't underestimate the impact that it has on your life and on the people's life. Even if it takes a while for the other person to catch up in terms of the move. But just know that you are a cog. You 100% have the power to influence and affect any situation and circumstance. So do not give up on yourself. Do not underestimate yourself. Know that you are the cog. As you shift this way, the other matter and people have got no choice but to shift that way with you, or energetically you may break over time, even if it takes a little while for the other cog to catch up with you turning this way. But every action matters. Every action has a consequence, and every action can affect and influence the people. Do not underestimate yourself. So this sums up the 5 lessons that I want to give to my younger self, life lessons, such that you can make less mistakes. And if, like I said, if I can just touch one soul as a result of this video, I will be a very happy woman. Silky Joel here. I hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Bye for now.